We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Sit erect. Inhale deeply. Om. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are covering Gita chapter 7, where Jnana Vijnana Yoga is being talked about. In Jnana Vijnana Yoga, when we're talking about the whole idea was that Bhagavan has said that the whole world is me, both as para prakriti and apara prakriti. Anything and everything that I see outside and including inside me. Okay, so that everything outside me is para prakriti, apara prakriti, the lower nature of Bhagavan. Even inside me, meaning like the whole body is made up of Panchamahabhutas, my mind, buddhi, ahankara, all of them are made up of Panchamahabhutas. So my ajnana is also the cause of it is also whether it is my ajnana, whether it is my uh, vasanas from previous actions, papa, punya, all of them belong to this apara prakriti. The sakshitva or the Bhagwan, the what you call as Satchit Ananda Swarupa, because of the Chit, the Chaitanya Swarupa, because of which we are conscious, or we are, because of which we are alive, that enlivening factor in and everything is also his Prakriti, but that is higher Prakriti. Now, this, once this is said, this whole thing is, and then once we understand that, what we understand is that God alone is spread in and out of everything. And then he also gives some examples that, okay, so if you think about a strong person, I am the strength in that person. If you think about the earth, I am uh, it is said like the essence of earth is smell. So I am this, that smell. And if you think about water, the sapidity, meaning the liquidity or the taste of water is me. So whatever you take, and if you take out the, like for example, and you take out the most essential factor in that, and because of which it doesn't remain as is. So, for example, someone you say like he is a very sattvic person. So if you take out the sattva in him, he is not sattvic person anymore. So if you take a sattvic person, the sattva in that sattvic person is Bhagwan. Like that, he was saying. Now, however, what happened is that this knowledge is, so that means what? This is, no matter where you see, I should be able to see this truth. However, many of us are unable to see this because either we are, he used like somewhat harsh words, mudhaha, naradhamaha, asuris, etc. But what happens is that our mind essentially is going outside, okay, is running behind the world, not around Bhagwan. So, uh, because we want to learn, we want to be good people, but essentially we want to learn about something that is within the world, which is of lower nature. So our entire thing is within lower nature. I mean, so for example, if I want to learn physics, it is all about the physical world. And of course, like I'm not saying that physicists are bad. Okay, personally, I like physics subject a lot, even though I wasn't too good at it. But what happens is that at the end of the day, the physics is all about the physical world alone. So all this knowledge is about the physical world, which is of lower quality. Whether you take medicine, whether you take politics, whether you take whatever profession we take, anything and we want, everything is about running the world of transactions. So because of that, despite our best intent, unless we want to break this cycle of life and death, and we want to, as Taco Bell would say, right, think outside the bun. So unless we think outside the box or outside the bun or outside of this world, and we want to say like, okay, what is that like, causing me to take birth and death all the time? Why do I need to go through this? And when once you come to that question, and once you start questioning that, and once you start walking towards that path, that is when we change. When we change that way, then he called us as bhaktas. Bhaktas meaning devotees. And within these bhaktas, he said there are four types of bhaktas. Right? The artha, who is interested in God only when there is a problem, to help him relieve of some pain. Then arthathi, who is proactively reaching God to get something from God. Then jignasu, jignasu means someone who said like, okay, I understand God gives me everything whenever I want, so I want to know more about God. So I think, and then finally Jnani, who already understood the nature of God, that there is no separateness from him and God, because anything and everything, just like as in the earlier shlokas we said, right? Anything and everything is God. This entire Prakriti is God. And and that enlivening factor in me is also God. So what is me which is separate from this God? Oh, there's nothing. So I am God. God is me. So then there's a oneness between the such a jnani and Bhagwan. So because of which there is a uh, what do you call, like, inseparable love between the jnani and Bhagwan, because in essence they are both are one. For rest of us, though, what is happening is that, especially when we are artha, artharthi, artha meaning like we want something from God, I mean, like we as a to get rid of some problem, or we want something from God because I want something more. What happens then? I treat God as a like much smaller than the essential nature of God. Because why is that? When I look at this entire world is God. So if entire world is God, and if I am one with God, then the entire world is me. Is there anything that I would need? Nothing I would need. Is there anything that I need to do? There's nothing to be done. Why? Because I am one with everything and everybody and the whole nature. Because everything is God alone. At that time, there's no reason to ask anything from God. But when I'm thinking that I am limited to this body and I am responsible for my own family, my family of four, my two kids, my wife, like that, then what happened is that I am filled with desire. Okay, so like we are referring to the verse number 20 now. Kamaistaistaya apahruta jnanaha prapadyanti anya devadaha. So now what we are saying is that the whole world, the whole universe, which is me, out of that, I cut myself into a corner and saying that, okay, this portion where I and my family and this my house and this my job, this alone is my world. Everything is not, nothing to do with. So given this, I want little bit more of this, okay, which doesn't belong to me right now. Because I want this little thing, I think God, I also bring down the overarching power of God to be able to someone who can give only this much. And I don't know if he's what you call like generous enough to give it or not. So I'll also bribe him. Hey God, like if you give me this, I will do your puja like that. And then I also don't trust that he will give me. So I keep reminding. I'll be praying, God, by the way, don't forget about it. I need this. I mean, I may not go out and say like, don't forget it, but in in this morning puja, I say, oh, by the way, God, remember, I need that promotion. My performance review is coming up end of February, so please help me out. And would I stop? No. This evening also, when if I pray, like tomorrow morning when I pray, I do the same thing. Day after tomorrow, again I remind him. Like that, I keep reminding him until my reviews are done, until the promotions are announced. If promotion is announced, that's great. And if I get the promotion, that's great. Thank you, God. So by the way, like, okay, I promised you this, so here you go. Otherwise, I did this, but it didn't happen. So I get annoyed at God. So what does God to do about it? He said, Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya chitum ichchati tasya tasyacharam shraddham tameva vedadhamyaham. So he said that with he is not going to differentiate between jnani and artha, artharthi, etc. Whoever is coming to him, he wants to help them move forward. He wants to help us move forward in wherever we are. So now to move forward, what does he need to do? A, he can keep giving whatever they ask. That's one thing. But more importantly, rather than satisfying every desire, what is he doing is that he said in the verse 21st, he said, he will give that shraddha, the faith. Once there is a faith, they have faith in themselves that they can do better. They have faith in God that God will take care of them. And then that's how they progress. And eventually, everyone will become jnana. Puja Gurudev, some Chinmananda used to say something like, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. What does it mean? Every saint, meaning every jnani, at one time, they were like us. Okay? And if you look at sage Valmiki specifically, right? The one who wrote Ramayana, the original Ramayana, he was a dacoit who was killing, he wayward dacoit who would kill people for money, right? And he became a saint. And if such a person can become a saint in the same lifetime, we are way better than him. Yeah, I don't think any of us killed real people. Okay. And we we were not as harsh as says Valmiki in his previous iteration, meaning before he found the spirituality because of Sage Narada. So we all have future, and we can also become like Valmiki. We can also become jnanis. So this is where we pause last in the last sessions. Do you have any questions based on what uh, from the previous sessions? So we will chant verse number 22. Now, verse 22, I'll break down the words. Sa, taya, shraddhaya. So then there's this little really big word. Yuktas tasyaradhana mihate. That is, there are 4 words in there. Yuktaha, tasya. Now, yuktaha and tasya become yuktas tasya. Then, aradhanam ihate. So, yuktastasya aradhanamihate. That's how it becomes one word. Labhate cha tataha kaman mayaiva. That is 3 words are there in there. Kaman maya eva. Together becomes kaman mayaiva. Vihitan hi. Again, there are 2 words in there. Vihitan hi. So, vihitan hi tan. Okay. So, one of you go off mute and repeat after me. Sataya shraddhaya yuktaha
सतया श्रद्धया युक्तः
तस्याराधानमिह sorry तस्याराधानमिह
मीहते
तस्याराधानमिह
तस्याराधनमीहते
there's no dirgha there. That's what I'm in aradhanamihate. Tasyaradhanamihate.
तस्याराधनमीहते
लभते च ततः कामान्
लभते च तत्तः कामान्
मयैव विहितान् हितान्.
मयैव विहितान् हितान्.
So now here what he's saying is that now Puja Guruji Swami Tejomananda ji once he said that you know who is the biggest atheist is someone who goes to Bhagwan and say, Bhagwan, please take care of me. Or please give me this, please give me that, or even simply please take care of me. Why is that? Is if you believe in Bhagwan, you know that God has given you birth. God has taken care of you all this. If God has taken care of you for this far, He's going to take care of you for the rest of this life and subsequent lives also. So now, so then if you believe in Bhagwan, then you don't have to really go and ask him to take care of me. Then the very fact that you're going to Bhagwan and saying, Bhagwan, please take care of me, that means that you don't have faith in God. Okay? So this particular shloka is describing what does Lord do for his devotees. If these devotees place the responsibility of their personal growth in Lord's hands. So, hey Bhagwan, you take care of me. I don't know how to take care of myself. You've been doing this. all along in this life as well as in prior lives. You continue to do your stuff. I trust in your judgment. Okay. When we do that, what does God do? What this God does is he takes us from where we are and moves the needle forward. Now, in this shloka, there are two lines, right? Sataya Shraddhaya Yukta Tasya Aradhan Mihate Labhade Tatascha Kaman Mayeva Vitan Hitan. So the first part is saying that Lord is going to give this Shraddha for proper bhaktas. Okay. And the one who are doing karma and upasana means karmis means like it's not karma yoga. Okay, karmis means someone who is doing a sadhana, a puja, or a homa, etc. for particular benefit. So in that case, what does he do? He will ensure that they will get those results. Okay, so let us see. Saha bhakta. So sataya shraddhaya yukta, right? It said that sa means that. That means those. So meaning saha bhaktaha, so those devotees. For those devotees who are focused on the Lord, and how are these devotees? Shraddhaya yuktaha. Okay. So now these devotees already have Shraddha in Bhagwan. Okay. So they are united with that Shraddha. So their bhakti is combined with faith. So in that case, what he is doing is that he is enabling more and more faith. Okay. So, and when they are getting more and more faith, what are they doing? Tasya aradhana mihate. So tasya, so they are doing God's prayers, aradhana. Aradhana means prayers. It is not even prayers, but you are dwelling in the glories of God. Okay, so here see, prayer means it is actually asking for something sometimes, right? So like in a common sense, mm, prayer is asking for something. Whereas this aradhana is you're dwelling on the nature of God, the glory of God, and thinking about all the all things that are done by God. With you're filled with gratitude, you are happy to think about God. This is aradhana. So when we're talking about prayer, now see all prayers are not bad. Okay, so I'm only using two different words, prayer and invocation, to for making it clear between right prayer and wrong prayer. So here, when I say that usually prayer, typical example of prayer is we go to Bhagwan, we fold our hands, and of course we thank them. We thank Lord for whatever He's doing. But then we are also asking for something more of anything. So when that asking part portion is there, how are we asking that is the question. Because for example, now in one of the, like we have four Vedas, right? So the fourth Veda is Atharva Veda. The Shanti mantra of Atharva Veda is Bhadram Karne Bhishunayam Devaha Bhadram Pashyem Akshapiri Jatraha. Bhadram Karne Bhishunayam Devaha means, hey Lord, make sure that my ears only hear good things. Bhadram Pashyema Akshapiri Jatraha. So my eyes may see good things, right things. Okay. Then says, Sthirairangaihi stushtuvavi sasthanubihi. So let my all body parts be strong and good. Veshema devahitam yadayuhu. So whatever life period has been given, let that life period be proper. So that means that no accidents or anything like that. Okay, if you are given me 75 years, let me live for 75 years. Okay. Swastino Indra Vruddhashrava. So may everything be peaceful and may everything be auspicious. Swasti means auspicious. So like that it goes on. So now here in the Shanti mantra, he is, so the devotee or the one who is invoking this mantra, Shanti mantra, he's asking for give me good eyes, give me good vision, give me good. So when he is asking, is he begging something from Lord or what is he asking? So at that time, when someone is asking for that, right? So may I have more Shraddha in you. May my mind revel in you. May my eyes only see your glories everywhere, in everyone, in everything. When this kind of thing is done, what it is it is actually invocation. And it is not begging. I mean, it's not asking for giving. Why is it not? Because when you say, may I see your presence everywhere, that means that the presence of Lord is there everywhere, but somehow there is a covering on my in front of my eyes, and that covering has to be removed. That's all. So one has it doesn't have to do anything there except there is a ajnana, ignorance is there that remove that ignorance. That's all. Okay. So this is not a what you call like begging kind of a thing. Rather, it is invoking what is my birthright. Why it is my birthright? My birthright is I am not, see, it is not like I am bound now. I am ever liberated. However, I am unable to see that I am liberated at the moment. So just get rid of this so that way I already know that, I mean, like intellectually right now, I know that I'm liberated, but I'm not able to experience because of this thing. So just remove this so I can know that I'm liberated. That's all we are asking for. So this is what this aradhana is. This is what the prayer must be. And this is what in all our invocation mantras are. Okay. So these are the bhaktas. What are they doing? They are asking for, they are dwelling in the Lord's glory. And when they are dwelling in Lord's glory, Lord is giving them more and more support, more and more faith, endowing them with more and more faith. So they are going to be more successful in terms of their onward journey. Now, if I am not there yet, God is not saying, hey, you guys are inferior, so I don't care about you. No, no, no. Tataha maya eva vihitan hitan kaman labte. So here, what he is doing, here, Bhagwan, in previous shloka, what we saw was that there are Anya Devatas and Ishvara. Do you recall from previous sessions? What is the difference between Anya Devatas and Ishvara? Who are Anya Devatas and who is Ishvara? Anyone recall? No? Anya Devatas means, okay, other gods. What is the difference between other gods and the god?
So one and the same, but different, different. Like for something you get it's like division sort of department sort of thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it is one and same. Anya Devatas and Ishvara are one and the same. However, you are looking at God as something different or like a departmental head. So when these karmis or upasakas are doing, they are doing karma for a particular god, they are doing a particular puja for a particular form of the god, right? So in that case, what they're doing, Kitan Kaman Labde. So they are also, despite Tata Maya Eva Vihitan means like what is happening is that even though they are praying, let's say, Rama, or whether they're praying Krishna, or whether they're praying Shiva, whether they're praying Kartikeya, it is praying same Ishvara alone. However, so that's what, okay, so they are reaching me alone anyway. So now what I need to do as God, because one is saying, speaking first person, right? Hitan kaman labhate. So the desirous stuff is being given. So kaman means desires. Labhate, they are going to get their, fulfill their desires. Now, this word hitan is there. Hitan means whatever is right thing for them, that has to be given. What is that right thing that has to be given? No. Many a times we see that we reach out to God and we ask God for something, but we don't get it. Now, when we don't get it, sometimes we are disappointed. Sometimes some people can even say, there's no God. If there's God, why didn't he give me this? Right? But God knows what to be given when. So if it is right for you at this moment, he will give it to you. Now, if it is not right for you at this moment, even if you ask, he's not going to give it to you. Okay. So any situation that we are in, whether it's a good situation or bad situation, whether it is a hardship or sukha, enjoyment, pleasure, all of them are given to us by God for us to go to next step. Okay. So at this moment, this is right for you. So every situation that we are in, that is a right situation for us. We many a times you hear something in the lines of, oh, we need to be in the right place at the right time to get the right thing done. You're familiar with this, being right at right place at right time? But with respect to God, with respect to Vedanta, we are always at the right place at the right time. We were never in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay? Because that is something that we have to experience. That experience we must go through. Why should we go through that experience where it's such a bad experience? Why should we go through an accident? Why should we go through fall, slip and fall and break our leg? That is the time to experience one of the results of one of our past actions. Okay, so that is the most appropriate time, and that is the most appropriate way to experience that result. So that is why Bhagavan is saying that I'm going to give the results for you. However, that result you are going to get if that is right for you at that time. So no matter, again here, what you're seeing is that no matter with what intent you are going, and whether you're what intent you are worshipping God, which God, okay, it doesn't matter. God is going to take care of it. So now, from a larger picture, think about it. If this is the fundamental truth of God, right? Do we need to convert from one religion to another religion? Either from Hinduism to other religion or from other religion to Hinduism. Does it matter?
No.
So if our child whether our child calls us as daddy, dada, papa, nana, or whatever, okay, or like some made up word, whichever way he calls, we respond, right? Okay. If our 2-year-old or 3-year-old child is calling with whatever name, we respond and we are very happy to look at him. So, Bhagwan, and we are human beings with all, lot of limitations, right? We have a lot of likes, dislikes, and we have our own shortcomings. And despite these shortcomings, despite these limitations, when our child calls us with any name, we respond. So what kind of difference does it make to Bhagwan in with what name we call him? Whether we call him Shiva, whether we call him Rama, whether we call him Allah, whether we call him Jesus, or whatever, it really doesn't matter. So keep this in mind in terms of the nature of Bhagwan. Bhagwan is never going to be angry with us. Bhagwan is only going to give right things for us at right time. Only thing is that even if you don't pay attention to him, he's going to give right things at right time. However, if we pay attention to him, it is we who will get more and more peace. Okay, because we are going to find our own true real nature. Okay. So let's go to the next verse. Any questions on this verse before we go to the next? No questions? So 23rd verse, Antavattu. So that is actually Antavattu. Phalam Tesham. Now the next word is Tadbhavatyalpamedhasam. So that is Tat Bhavati Alpa Medhasam. That becomes Tadbhavatyalpamedhasam. Okay. Devan Deva Yajaha. Together, all these three words together, put together, it's called Devan Deva Yajaha. So now when it becomes, when Sandhi comes with the next word, it becomes Devan Deva Yajo. Yanti. Then the next word has two words in them. Mat and Bhakta. Mat and Bhaktaha. Okay. Together they become Mat Bhakta. And when it is joining with the next word, that Visarga ha sound is gone. Okay. Yanti Mam Api. Mam and Api become Mam Api. Okay. So please repeat after me. Antavattu phalam tesham. Tadbhavatyalpamedhasam. Devan devayajo yanti. Madbhakta yanti mamapi. Okay. So now what happens is that in this shloka, what Bhagavan is saying is, he's going to give whatever you asked for. Okay. But now, because what you're asking for small, you'll get small result. If you ask for large, you'll get large result. Big means big. If you ask for big things, you'll get big result. So what he's saying is Antavat. Okay. Antavat means what? Okay. Antavat meaning eventually. Okay. Antavat is actually, no, actually not eventually. Anta means end. Antavat means one who has end. one which has end means what? Which is limited in nature. Antavat. Tu. Tu means but. Okay. So, and antavat tu phalam. Okay. So what is happening is the phalam, the result that they are getting, that result, tat phalam, okay, that result that they are getting is limited. Limited by what? Limited by time, limited in value, limited in the level of pleasure it can give to us. Okay. And tad bhavati alpa medhasam. Medha means what? Medha means intelligence. Okay. Medhasam means intelligent discrimination. Okay. Understanding what is right, what is wrong, etc. Now, alpa medhasam means small, small intellect, meaning they don't have enough ability to identify what is really needed for us. And when I don't know what is really needed for me, I ask for something that is not really meaningful. For example, uh, let's say God has appeared physically in front of a 3-year-old child and says, I'm going to give you a boon. What do you want? What is the child going to ask? I want a big chocolate. That's the capacity of that child, right? Now, in the same way, when we are approaching Ishvara as Anya Devata with limited things, he is going to give the limited things only, which has got an end. Okay, so for example, someone said, God, I want to live longer. Okay, so add 5 more years or 10 more years. After that, again, like so the person has to pass away. Okay. I need $5 million. Okay, you get 5 million, but eventually that 5 million will be spent. So no matter what we are asking from this world, what happens is that everything in this world has limit. Okay, everything in this external world is limited by time, by space. Okay, and because of that, everything is changing. Okay, anything and everything in this world is changing. Change means what? The previous state is dead, a new state is born. That is what change is. So that means that everything in this world is limited. Because everything has in this world is limited, no matter what you ask Bhagwan about anything in this world, even if he gives, even if it is right, it is limited. And that is what some people are asking because of their limited capacity or limited capacity for appreciation about the nature of Lord. Okay? But what are these people who are uh, uh, who are real bhaktas? What are they asking? Devayajaha. Okay, and those who are worshipping, I mean, like, so these Alpa Mehtasas who are worshipping Devayajaha, yes, those people who are worshipping Bhagwan, as in this thing, right? They are only getting limited. But Devayajaha Devan Yanti, Mat Bhaktaha Api Mam Yanti. So these people who are asking these deities, these Anya Devatas, give me this, give me that, they are going to that, and I mean, like going to that particular form, and they're happy and they're coming back. So, so that means that there is limited. But the most important is Madbhakta Yanti Mam Api. This is the second line, the second half of second line. Madbhakta Yanti Mam Api. My devotees. Now, when he's saying my devotees, of course, Anya Devata devotees are also his devotees. But people who are seeing God as Ishvara, all-encompassing Lord, what are they doing? Madbhakta mam api, means madbhakta yanti mam api. Yanti means go. Okay. So my devotees are coming to me. Meaning what? They are from a Dvaita perspective, they are attaining Bhagavan. From an Advaita perspective, they are attaining themselves because there's no difference between Bhakta and Bhagavan. So they are, and once you attain Bhagavan, you have attained everything. So in Sanskritam, there is a saying whose translation in English is something like this. If you pick 100, everything from 1 to 99 are included in that 100. So that means what? If you pick the essential nature of Bhagwan, if you identify yourself with essential nature of Bhagwan, anything and everything in his lower prakriti. Okay, that means that the entire world is yours and more. Okay, so that is the. So now, so what is the difference between these my people when Bhagwan said my bhaktas, man bhaktas, and the other ones is the difference in medha. One is alpa medhasam, limited knowledge. The other one is they don't have alpa medha, they had full medha, complete medha, purna medhasam. Okay, so they reach God and they get everything. That's what he's saying. So now, so what he's saying, if you ask, I'll give you this. If you ask this, I'll give you this. If you ask that, I'm going to give you that. You pick whatever you want to, I give you that. But you understand, if you ask for a small thing, you will get little thing. If you ask for a big thing, you will get the big thing. And the big thing that you can ask is me. And you will get me. And now, the literal example, I mean, the literal visualization of this example is right in Mahabharata itself. Okay. Now, you see that both Duryodhana and Arjuna, they both have gone to Lord Sri Krishna to ask for help. What did Duryodhana ask? For entire army of Lord Sri Krishna. Right? And what did Arjuna ask? I don't need any of your army, you just be with me. Bhagavan said yes. He gave, I mean, this is, I mean, the statement that in this shloka Bhagavan has made, you can see the proof of that, right in Mahabharata, right in the same war where Bhagavan is talking and giving this Bhagavad Gita, right? He got 2 Akshauhinis from Lord Krishna. 2 Akshauhinis is like 200,000 people. Okay. All of them fought. I mean, think about it. Krishna's soldiers fighting against a side where Lord Krishna is there, where their master is. Okay, so the armies back then were so disciplined. So they fought, and Duryodhana got his wish. But what happened? Duryodhana has got alpamedhasam, okay, lower discernment. Like the kid asking for like this much candy. Okay, and they all died. He also died. Arjuna asked for Bhagavan, stay with me. Arjuna won the war, but along with winning the war, more importantly, he got Bhagavad Gita, the entire knowledge of Upanishads, right? And taught by Bhagavan himself. Later on, you'll see in chapter 11, he also get to see the Vishwarupa, meaning the entire universal form of Bhagavan he gets to see. Why? Because he held on to Lord. Okay, so that is the difference between a person of Alpamedhasam who is going to Anya Devata Prapadyante, okay, who is going to departmental heads, in like who is looking at Bhagwan as a small portion of his total capabilities, versus someone who looks Bhagwan more holistically. Okay, any questions or thoughts? So the next sloka we will cover after in the next session. Okay. So shall we conclude? Oh. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम